Imagine a dive that wasn't supposed to happen. The season done, permits fading, storms barreling toward Nome, and the Aurelia's pumps wheezing on their last breath. The crew was ready to pack up, winterize the gear, and call it a year. But Emily couldn't shake a hunch. The previous day's sonar scan, at 80 feet deep, showed a clean, flat echo. Nothing like the messy scatter of gold dust they chased. It was too sharp, too purposeful. The sonar tech called it bedrock, but Emily's instincts screamed otherwise. She studied the data twice, then dropped the bombshell. We're going back out. Groans erupted. One more dive? The dredge was battered, pumps overheating from the last storm. But Emily had already locked in Point Delta's coordinates, a distant corner of their claim. She programmed the navigation herself, told the deckhands to prep the suction lines for one pass, and cut off the grumbling with a stare. Silence followed. The crew suited up. By mid-afternoon, the tide cracked open a brief window. Emily plunged over the side, swallowed by the slate-gray water. The descent was harsh, near-zero visibility, currents clawing at her. She calmed her breathing, following the handheld sonar's dim pulse. The trench below took shape, a silty scar stretching west to east, strewn with shattered rock. Then her sonar buzzed, a metallic ping slicing through. Another sweep, same result, a rectangular signal, too exact for nature. Her glove dug into the gravel, hitting something smooth, cold, not seafloor. Scraping away silt, her light caught a faint gleam, not rock, not natural. Emily planted a buoy, surfaced, and reported in a steady, clipped tone. The crew swapped wary looks. They'd hoped for black sand, maybe a pinch of gold, not this mystery. She ordered, "Run the suction, low speed, on my marker." The pump roared, and the hose rattled, not with gravel, but with something solid. When it hit the deck, the crew went quiet. A heavy, corroded metal plate, edges smoothed by time, etched with faint, official markings. Emily leaned in, scraping off grime to reveal a muted gold glow, not raw ores flash, but refined alloy. Tests confirmed 98% purity, matching mid-19th century mint standards. Along one edge, barely legible Latin letters emerged. The crew stared, Latin, under Nome's frozen seas? When someone muttered shipwreck, Emily didn't bite, focusing instead on the dredge detector's pings, spaced tightly in a deliberate pattern. She commanded, "Hold the hose steady. Clear the surface layer, no spread." Each pass sharpened the outline below, a massive structure lodged deep in the trench. Dark wood, preserved by cold silt and low oxygen, braced with iron bands like ancient armor. This wasn't debris or a stray crate. It was crafted to endure. Sonar showed it was heavier than expected, with stacked, uniform density inside. Bars, not flakes. Emily didn't flinch, just said, "Lift it slow." The crane groaned as the crate broke free, silt billowing like smoke. Halfway up, a corner split, and a heavy clunk hit the deck. Fused gold bars, brick-sized, crusted with salt and age. The nearest deckhand froze, words failing. Emily picked one up, brushing off silt to reveal a stamp. U.S. Army Transport, 1942. Her heart stopped. This wasn't placer gold. It was wartime bullion, federal property. She called for a camera, cataloging each bar's identical serials, then powered down the dredge and secured the site. In the cabin, she pulled up military archives, entering the serials. A match appeared. Operation Cinder Vault, a 1942 classified shipment of gold reserves headed north through Anchorage. The ship, Aurora's Hope, vanished. No wreck, no trace, just gone. Its last signal aligned with Point Delta. Emily had stumbled onto a lost wartime transport, not a pay streak. The stakes soared, federal cargo, possibly tied to global reserves. She kept it quiet, ordering a dawn return, same spot, same focus. The crew complied, the fine's weight silencing dissent. Morning brought ice over the surface, cracked with heaters. Emily dove again, tethered tightly, pressure monitor humming. The sonar mapped a 40-meter debris field, twisted rods, hull shards, a ship's bones. She traced a crumpled bulkhead, spotting marine-grade bronze fittings. In a collapsed cavity, rectangular containers sat in precise rows, sealed under beams. Tapping one, a hollow ring echoed. Trapped air, locked since the sinking. She set a beacon, scanned the wreck's westward arc, and caught a gold flash through a broken beam. The hold was massive, barely touched. Surfacing, she said, we found the ship. The crew stood hushed, the icy inlet creaking. This was a wartime vault, buried for decades. At dawn, Emily returned, cutting through new ice. Targeting the sealed chamber, she fired up hydraulic cutters. As steel gave way, silt and gold dust exploded, her torch illuminating rows of ingots stamped Federal Reserve San Francisco. Each bar, heavy in her grip, screamed wartime craft. Her gauge pegged the chamber at over 3,000 pounds. The hull groaned, pressure shifting as the seal broke. A deck collapsed with a metallic snap, chasing her up through a debris cloud. On deck, her gloves glittered with gold dust. Dozens of bars, some fused, others pristine, each 40 pounds, bore matching 1942 serials. Tests showed 99% purity, with wartime stabilizers to fight sea corrosion. A smaller box held artifacts, rings, medallions, insignias with U.S. and pre-Soviet Russian crests, tokens of a lost wartime alliance. This was no mere gold haul, it was a diplomatic relic. Emily logged every detail, knowing the find could ripple beyond Nome. A storm iced the inlet that night, but they held fast. Before dawn, a Coast Guard radio call demanded coordinates. A cutter arrived, officers boarding with cold authority, citing salvage laws. They demanded the cargo, ingots, artifacts, silt, for verification. 2 men in plain suits, not Coast Guard, oversaw the transfer, sealing gold in crates. Emily surrendered her logs, receiving no paperwork, only a warning. National security applied, silence mandatory. The dredge's black box was taken, and Point Delta was locked down. By dusk, the cutter left with every ounce of gold. Only dust on Emily's gloves remained. Her private log read, "The vault's still down there." They didn't take it all. Days later, Nome buzzed. Military submersibles spotted at night, floodlights slicing the inlet. A colleague sent encrypted sonar scans showing 3 deeper metallic pockets, matching the bullion's density. The Coast Guard banned civilian access within a mile, but Emily sent dredge residues to a private lab. Results confirmed wartime gold traces and bronze ship fittings, suggesting less than half the cargo was taken. Thousands of pounds likely remained in sealed chambers. Using old charts and new scans, she mapped the trench's arc, theorizing the ship's hold fractured, scattering cargo predictably. Unverified reports of hollow chambers and metallic glints fueled her focus. She cataloged everything: silt layers, purity tests, sonar anomalies, building a case that Point Delta held a multi-ton treasure. Her final notes estimated the untouched haul could dwarf the $90 million surface recovery, with intact bars and artifacts locked under ice. Emily's private records, with precise coordinates and density maps, became the fullest account of the wreck. She marked 3 probable gold pockets, each hundreds of pounds, hinting at a vault far from exhausted. The Aurora's hopes, secrets, bullion, diplomatic relics, a wartime legacy, lay buried, waiting for someone bold enough to crack the ice and federal barriers to claim the rest.